All right, mic check, mic check. That's working. I'll be back here in just a moment. Hello, hello. This is Romeo. Calling from a jackpot telephone. All right. Hello, Mikey Baby. Hello, Raisin's Eye. Mint Creek Balls. Gouda Buddha. And Frizzy Rizzy 2013. Should be fun today, given all that went down yesterday. It could be. I have a handful of new games that I grabbed on Steam. And I'm going to start with Dorfromantik, which is a puzzle game, but it's really light. Used to be Cheese's Crust, but now you're enlightened. Hey, Julie. I'm gonna start with a new game. I don't even know if I can. I played this for just a few minutes the other day, so I'm like into one little thing there. Okay, so there's tutorial, classic mode. Screw it. Let's play the tutorial. Oh, I just realized I have dueling green screen things here. There we go. Hey, Brad. Anybody else buy a No, You're Done shirt? Somebody did. I know we sold some. All right, so this is Dorfromantik. It was a highly recommended puzzle game. I piddled around with it for a few minutes the other day, and it was kind of light fare. So I thought, considering I've been playing lots of Valorant and will continue to, we're actually starting to play more competitively, and less kind of fun or community games or things where I could talk during it, I would do that today, since I suspect there will be questions and discussions. So let's play the tutorial. So you click and drag the left mouse button to move the camera. You do the right mouse button to rotate stuff. You could use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. You build landscapes out of hexagonal tiles. Click on one of the empty tile slots around your world with your left mouse button to place the top tile from the stack. So the top tile is this one here, which has got, it looks like two things of forest. Yeah. Two things of field, a third thing of forest, and then one just grassland. And so I can put this places and rotate it. Hovering over an empty slot, use your mouse wheel, scroll, or the RF buttons to rotate your tile before. Connected groups will light up. All right, let's see. You're going downtown to protest? Yeah, I'm waiting to find out exactly what steps we're going to be able to take, but primary elections, vote ours. Yeah, we already did the primary, although I think there's another voting day that was perhaps today that we may have actually missed, or I may have missed. But I think it was all local stuff. I had no idea you streamed on Twitch and played games. I love this. Cool. Well, that's a good chunk of what I do. I feel like it skipped one tutorial step. What tutorial step do you think it skipped? I think I might now actually be in a classic game, but finish 5 session with a score of at least 5,000. All right. I wonder your opinion on exactly why certain religions have been so adept at gaining millions of followers. Specifically, the LDS Church grew quickly. Why were so many people taken in and converted? Well, once you get control of the primary governing authorities, everything else falls into place. And so if you look at, the LDS Church basically controls government in places, in some places. And there's other groups like this, although they don't grow as much, like the, Curious Joel, Jews, etc. They have rules that would violate U.S. law, but they're not being challenged on them. Religions get popular because they appear to provide people something they need. Answers for unanswered questions, hope and hopelessness, but they're not actually providing hope. They're providing false hope. They're not actually providing answers. They're providing pacifiers and panaceas. But once the people in your family and the people in your community are at a point where they're like, hey, we all believe this, it's just easier to go along to get along. All right, so I want a forest spanning at least 5 tiles. All right, the tile count on the bottom right shows you the amount of tiles in your stack. Once it reaches 0, the session ends. Place 3 tiles to continue. LDS Church controls things to a shocking degree in Utah. Yes. Church is plugged into virtually all social services. Yes. So it's the influence on government and leadership. That's definitely an obvious influence here in Utah. Yes. And Raisin's Eyes is correct. It's not limited to Utah. Thanks, Mr. Lemur Boy. Let's see. This is Jeff, by the way. Oh, awesome. By the way, Jeff, I was going to reach out to you because while I already have a guest for tomorrow night, David Fitzgerald's going to come on, and my hang-up's going to be a discussion about mythicism. And I planned that out before the Supreme Court came up and tried to, somebody tried to make things worse. I have COVID, so you're keeping me company while I rest up. Well, good. I'm glad you're recovering. I hope you're doing well. But so I have David on this week, and next week I have Forrest on. So pre-planning and pre-scheduling my guests and co-hosts has put me in a position where I can't really focus as much as I want on Row, but I'm figuring in 2 weeks when some of the dust has settled on this and we're getting closer and closer to them releasing it, definitely going to have, you or one of the Andrews or somebody come on to talk about this, both from a standpoint of, Christian Dominion, one of the Andrews, Andrew Seidel or Torres, obviously, but I just love the fact that that's a thing, to talk about, the impact and all that stuff. All right, so you gain tiles by fulfilling quests, indicated by the speech bubbles. To complete this quest, add at least 8 additional houses. Okay. I knew I messed up the housing thing just a little bit already, but we can come over here. Trying to figure out the best place for me to put this right now. We'll go right there. This game's called Dorfromantik. It's in the stream description, unless you're on a mobile phone, and that will probably say Diablo because that's a bug. But Mormons are just Scientologists without agents. The way the panels click together in the game is oddly satisfying. Yeah. So we want to add 3 lands to this. So now that quest is complete. I don't think I can mess this up now that it's actually complete. Oh, it says close the group by placing tiles with the highlight edges to fulfill this flag quest. But I think if I put this here, I think it undoes it. No, it doesn't. Okay, so it just wants me to close all this off. So it was a minimum of 3. Some of these are like exactly 3 or exactly 5 or whatever. Wonder someone from the new We Dissent podcast would be a better choice. I don't know that podcast, so quite possibly. I haven't even listened to the special edition of Opening Arguments that they released last night after this was over. After this was over? I mean, after it was announced. Okay, so closing off that group got me the bonus, which got me more tiles. Train tracks and river tiles have placement restrictions. Their ends cannot lead into different types of tiles. Invalid spots are marked with a red cross. So right now I have a train track one, and I can't put it in either of these red spaces. But every place else is open. So let's put the train at the top, and we'll put the river at the bottom. And then we have a train and a river. Every time you place a tile, you gain points according to how well it fits. Oh, yuck. Collect 100 points to complete the tutorial. All right, let's get 100 points and complete the tutorial. What else? I'd be happy to, but I wonder, yes. When did you move out of your parents' house? I'm 23, still living with my dad. I moved out when I graduated high school. Like I graduated high school in like May of 1987, and I was out of their house and in the Navy by December of that year. And I actually moved out of their house a little quicker than that because they moved from St. Louis back to Kansas City right after I graduated high school. And I didn't want to go with them because I had my girlfriend there in St. Louis and I was an adult. So I moved into a friend's house for the 6 months or so before I joined the Navy. Just finished listening to OA. It was very thorough. Quite impressed how quickly they got it out. Yeah, Andrew's amazing. All my lawyer friends are amazing, which is why they're my friends. But we just sense a collaboration between FR, American Atheists, and AU. 4 attorneys, all women. Well, Jeff, if you just tried to send a link, and that's what the 3 dots are, send me a quick message on Messenger so that I know it's you. Not that I don't believe you, but just to verify as best I can. All right. That's good to know. Here's the link Jeff sent. Also, okay. So now, Jeff, you should be a moderator, which means if you want to post a link, you can. Hello, Arcturus Star. Oh, you're welcome, Jeff. No big deal. I had a little back and forth with someone on Twitter who is basically trying to do the, hey, let's just put all the Christian dominionists in one place, and it's okay for things to be decided state by state because there'll still be states people can go to, and we just don't have to care about those. And I'm like, it's not only immoral, it's illegal to just decide to treat South Carolina as if it's Malaysia and its citizens shouldn't have the rights. There are people, we'll just pick South Carolina, there are people who have lived there their entire lives, whose families are there, who have homes and properties and businesses and investments there. And to just suggest that they're fucked because, you're going to let their state depart from what should be in order to just not guarantee their rights at all. That's immoral, illegal, and disgusting. On the other hand, let's imagine that even if everybody in South Carolina, every single person who's in there right now decided, yep, we want abortion to be illegal, and we don't want gay marriage, and we don't want uh, LGBTQ equality. What about the people, like 100%, let's just say it was 100% of people who lived in South Carolina? As long as they remain a part of the United States, there's still circumstances under which people traveling to South Carolina would have those rights, and people born in South Carolina. I mean, it's not like new people stop. You can't tell me that 100% of people in South Carolina agree and want to outlaw gay marriage, and none of them are ever going to have kids who would like to have that right. I mean, it's just not the way reality works. It's a fantasy. It's a naive fantasy to be like, oh, well, why don't you go off and form your own state? Because our job here is to protect the citizens of the United States and the rights of the citizens of the United States. And quite frankly, when my friendly acquaintance who I was arguing with brought up Malaysia, I was like, I think we should be involved in guaranteeing civil rights around the world to the best of our ability. Obviously there are treaties and international organizations that put restrictions on that, but also some that put an onus on that. If Malaysia were part of, could it even be part of NATO with its civil rights problems? I guess so, with China and stuff being UN under treaties and things. I'm just going to stop because I'm going to say something that's just factually wrong about who's legally tied to who or whom. I should say to whom. Every time you place a tile, again, according to how well it fits, and your neighbors collect 100 points. So I'd get 10 points for placing it like that, 20 points for placing it like that. And if I can find a place where it fits even better, there we go. So that's 20 points. It's also class warfare when Ted Cruz wants to escape his shit power grid. He flew to Cancun. When his mistress wants an abortion, I guess that's where she's going. Yeah. Put that there. Seems like even if 100% of South Carolina's population was anti-abortion, every person ever born there was anti-abortion, and every person who ever traveled to South Carolina was anti-abortion. It would still be unethical to legislate away women's rights. I agree. I completely agree there, Frizzy Rizzy. It was just a matter of, we know that none of that is true. It's not even close to 100% of people who are there or could be there. And the only way to do it would be to have everybody there who's against it move out, and have everybody who's for making abortion illegal move in. So now you're at 100%, but it's still unethical, and it's still, they could secede from the union. That's what they need to do. I am on record as saying, and I'm pretty much in agreement, that I oppose the notion of states' rights in almost all circumstances. There are trivial things that don't get down to so much rights, and Johnny Angel actually made a really good point one day when we were talking about this that I hadn't considered at the time, which is allowing states to have different rights and to try different things out gives you a test bed to try something locally before it goes nationally. And okay, I can see that. But we've fought this before, where how does it make sense to say you're married in California, but you're not married in Texas? If we are the United States, we need to be united on things. And when it comes to basic human rights with regard to civil liberties and marriage and abortion and all these other things, you cannot leave it up to municipalities and states. Oh, this is a dry county. I mean, we had those fights just over where we were going to allow alcohol to be sold, and we're still coming down off of it. When weed is legal in all 50 states in some form and illegal in most states in one very specific form, one very specific Delta 9, and yet you still have, here's a dry county that won't sell alcohol, or here's a county that won't sell alcohol on Sunday, which, I mean, there's no, there can be no secular justification for saying, we're going to sell alcohol every day of the week except Sunday. It is clearly a religious thing. That's the foundation of it. And even if we got together and said, you know what, we think there's one day a week when people shouldn't be able to buy alcohol, it's still legal to possess and drink and use. And it's absolutely stupid to have rules like that. And it's confusing for citizens to say, okay, I'm about to lose my job here in Texas, but I'm being offered a job in Illinois that would keep me and my family alive. But when I get to Illinois, all of a sudden my marriage is dissolved. And, you know, if my daughter winds up pregnant and doesn't want to carry it to term, all of a sudden that's illegal because I'm in Illinois. It is fundamentally immoral to have citizens placed in that situation where they are free to travel unrestricted from state to state, only to find that who they are, what they are, and what they do is illegal in one state over another. Hey, Ash. Do you have a talk on that somewhere about states' rights? I thought the same thing. No, I don't have a separate talk. I might do a video on it eventually, but it doesn't really mesh with the Atheist Debates Project. It would be something to bring up like on an episode of The Hang Up. But yeah, I'm not completely opposed to states' rights, but pretty damn. So there's 30 more points. That makes it to, I got 80. So if I need 20 more points, which should be doable right there. If all 6 edges of a tile match its neighbors, it counts as perfect placement, granting additional points and 1 extra tile. So that's a perfect, which got 60 points, and I've now unlocked the windmill. And that does the start game. Now, I don't think I want to start... Oh, this is my classic game that I started the other day. So when I was in the tutorial, it let me go through the tutorial again. And now it's out here just letting me play. And I guess I play until I lose. So we've put down 96 tiles. We're close to having an ocean. And we're only halfway to having a lengthy train track. Hey, Quezatron. And Oak Sun Cry. And there are only 40 tiles left, so I need to get some stuff down. $30. Cis het 39-year-old white dude have very little to add to what numerous reproductive rights activists. Yep. As a civil rights attorney, though, I always wanted to have the government with power to tell you that you can't have an abortion. There's also a government with power to tell you you must have an abortion. And if the other side were rational, that would be the end of the debate, but they aren't. That's a brilliant point that I will probably steal. Thanks, Frizzy Rizzy. Yeah, I will do my best to, in the same way that I try to remember to to point people to Amanda when I say separation of religion and government instead of separation of church and state. I will similarly try to point them to Jeff for pointing this out, although in none of these cases are any of us claiming that we invented these concepts or we're the first one to say anything or whatever. It's just, and I get credited for stuff that doesn't originate with me, which was really disappointing to find out, because it meant that I wasn't doing a good enough job crediting people. So I think my favorite example is Dan Barker in, I think it may have been his book. I think it may have been Godless or Faithless or one of them, but he points out that the very concept of justice means you're getting what you deserve. And so a suspension of justice is what mercy is. Mercy means you're getting something despite deserving something else. And that means perfect justice and perfect mercy are in direct conflict. Because if you're perfectly applying justice, that means you're giving people exactly what they deserve. And if you're showing mercy, then you're not giving them what they deserve. You are taking it easier. So that concept that, oh, God is just and merciful, perfectly just and perfectly merciful. No, it can't be. Those things are in conflict. It's just a bit of sophistry and playing with language that makes people think, oh, that's so wonderful, perfectly just and perfectly merciful. And they try to get around of it by saying, and I'll probably do a video on this at some point, but they get around it by saying, yes, but what if truly perfect justice necessarily includes mercy? Okay, but now you've changed the definition of justice. And now it becomes people get what they deserve until somebody decides that they should get more or less. What the fuck is that? Okay, so we've unlocked the lavender biome. I have no idea what this is. I guess instead of just growing wheat, we can maybe grow lavender, but I don't know how that's supposed to work. Dorfromantik, it probably won't get more German. I don't know. Question your sanity. First time chat says, thanks for everything you do to make the world better. Have you played the Portal series? Yes. I've even played them on this very stream. Okay, I've unlocked a boat. I've got this windmill that needs 6 more grain field things around it. I'm really not doing much in the way of thinking. I'm just kind of dropping where I can. Why won't it go there? Oh, is there a... okay, there's a Y section there, so this has to have a loop back. So we'll do that one. That one. Let's see. I think it's necessary for things to play out. It has to be controversial before some issues can be settled. Slavery is quite controversial even to this day. There's always... That may be, but some of us are looking at this in the context of, oh wow, there's a build towards the spot to uncover a special title. All right, well, tile, not title. We'll get to that. Some of us are looking at, okay, I understand things take time and sometimes you got to shake things up and all this other stuff. But why isn't that already a done deal? Like, something has been the law of the land for half a century and another group's trying to undo it. I don't think this is something where it's necessary for things to play out. I think they fucking played out. And I think that the people who didn't like the result have now managed to elect completely irresponsible people who should not be in the position of president, et cetera, in order to appoint judges that have an agenda. The mere fact that immediately after Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett got on the court, states started putting up countless challenges to Roe. Like this was predictable. I predicted it. Andrew Seidel predicted it even more strongly than I did. I was trying to be measured and say, well, maybe that won't quite happen. Maybe something else. Roe's not going anywhere. But yeah, this was predictable. And at this point, to suggest that there's any reasonable discourse left to be had, or anybody who's not aware of the facts of this is just an entrenched individual identity position. Right to label this gaslighting on a massive scale. I haven't listened to oral arguments. I probably will in a little while. How would you make the case that it's gaslighting? Because I suspect that you're right, but I don't want to think about this incorrectly. Oh, weird. I thought I had... Oh, I was looking at... This is one problem with the game. The top tile is... And I can see the next one down and the next one down. Sometimes I confuse the top tile because it can look slightly different. Like, this water got shut off at these two edges. Right here and right here. And so the tile looked differently. And so... yeah, I might have messed that up. All right. Anyway, we got... we want to build out to this. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to get to 30 seconds like that, but I'll drop over here. Oh, that was a mistake, but not a bad one. This should be here. Oh, this is one where you want exactly 13 attached to it. Oh, man. My breathing is a hot mess today. I'm back. Quick haircut. Welcome back, Mikey, baby. All right. Three-way force to be right there. I need to add 45 more trees to that one. Oh, that one's blocked just because of the water I just put down. Put that there and hope we can find something to curve to it. To my mind, the gaslightings in the statements in the Trump Justice Confirmation sharing Susan Collins BS, and if it makes the published opinion, many of Alito's statements about history, tradition, and state of law. Yeah, I'm like, I like Brian Tyler Cohen, who immediately posted a big fuck you to Susan Collins, and then posted a video with all the various clips of her suggesting, you know, I don't think that Roe is in any danger. Judge Kavanaugh said he respects precedent. There's no reason to think that Roe is in any risk, and I would never vote for a judge that had a hostile view of Roe v. Wade. Well, the thing is, they don't tell you whether or not they're hostile to Roe v. Wade. They all say, I'm not going to, implement a litmus test. I'm going to judge each case on a case-by-case basis. But every single one of those judges was handpicked by religious conservatives and put on a list and pushed in front of the president. To pretend that that's not what happened is one of the most disgusting fucking... Susan Collins is either stupid as fuck, which may be possible, or she's just as corrupt but won't be honest about what her views. She wants to claim to be pro-choice publicly, but secretly she's not. I don't know how else to interpret it. She's either an idiot or she's culpable. Either way, fuck Susan Collins. She helped do this. I wish I could change the angle of this just ever so slightly. Oh, we only want one more. Well, that sucks. Ah, damn it. Yeah, Heather Lewis. I get that that's at least an attempt to compensate, but I know some people who would be just in favor of that, and it's essentially, uh, yeah, I get that it would be like the draft, but people are generally opposed to the draft anyway, which is why it's almost never used. Um, but draft is done for necessity. You know, forcing pregnancies is not a necessity. But I don't get me wrong. I'm not. I'm with you. All right, is that the one or is that two? That counts as one. So we will now block off this spot. Support a bill to codify Roe v. Wade. If if she doesn't, um, she will be the number one target. It won't even be Trump anymore. She will be the number one target. Thank you for everything doing. Did all the best from Romania. Thank you so much, Sovereign O2. I hope things are well in Romania. We might do some GeoGuessr a little later. I could put this right here, and that closes off. Oh, wait, I may not have to do that. Let's do that. That. And we want to add 20 water pieces to fulfill that quest for the water wheel. Okay. We only have 16 left, though, so I think we're probably going to lose here in a little while, but I forgot exactly what it takes to get more tiles. Probably much more accurate placement of tiles than I've been doing. Okay, so that one, once it was done, it didn't need to be cordoned off at all. All right, so that was a perfect, which is good, but I'm going to run out of tiles here. So is it illegal to have an abortion under any circumstances now? No, nothing is illegal yet. This is a leaked draft of what appears to be the majority opinion of the court. And my understanding, although I'm not a lawyer, is that when the Supreme Court, if the Supreme Court releases this decision as the decision of the court overturning Roe and Casey, that essentially the law on abortion will revert back to what it was previously, which my understanding is that it would be a state by state thing. But maybe Jeff has more insight on it than I do. And also, go listen to the We Dissent podcast and the Opening Arguments podcast. think I'm probably going to end this game pretty quickly. Because I only have 7 tiles left, and I'm not seeing water. Oh, man, there were too many. The quest is canceled. See, that's the stuff I don't really know about. It'd be up to the states. Okay. Bodily autonomy argument isn't relevant to mandated vaccinations. Bodily autonomy means that you're ultimately able to decide with sovereignty over your body. Nobody's requiring someone to get a vaccination. It's you must get a vaccination in order to do A, B, or C. So you have to have your kids vaccinated to put them into public schools. You need to be vaccinated in order to participate, in interpersonal spaces, during the pandemic. But there is no mandate that says you must inject this into your body. It's just not the case. And it's so strange to watch people up in arms about vaccines and vaccine rules. Vaccines been around for a while, and the requirements to be vaccinated in order to participate with other people have been around for a while. Because when it comes to vaccinations, your risk factor for carrying and distributing an illness impacts other people. You don't have the right to run around making other people sick. There's no violation of bodily autonomy to say, in order for you to participate alongside other people, you have to show that you've been protected against this particular disease. Similarly, there's no problem with me saying, in order for you to be able to hang out at my house, you don't get to shit talk trans people, and you don't get to poop in my living room. And you must be vaccinated to hang out at my house. Or have a note from a doctor, et cetera. The rough equivalent. What about the microchips? Yeah, I'm part of the reptilian Illuminati Bilderberger group, and we're all in favor of the microchips. My shrubberies are lovely. That's a fact. All right, so I unlocked a locomotive. Wow, this one wants 363 trees. So we need 69 more trees there. Can't wait till the nanobots start working. Time to pack the courts and unfuck them. It was time to unpack the courts and unfuck them ages ago. It's a little late. What the hell is this? Have you played Battlefield 1 multiplayer? No. Oh, I don't want any backseating. If I say, what the fuck is this? I'm not actually asking you guys to answer the question. It's literally in the rules for the channel, but I appreciate the apology. We just move on. There are some games where people get to participate, and I don't mind backseating. But this is a new one, and the joy for me is in learning how to play it. And so somebody just tells me, oh, here's what to do. That's no fun for me. But I appreciate the fact that you were trying to be helpful. I'm really hungry. I just realized it's 1 o'clock. I haven't eaten anything today. I wonder where my sugar's at. I bet I'm at 200 despite not eating. Just right on the fucking nose. But that means I'm going to need to go take some insulin and get some food in a little bit. But when you've been diabetic for a while, you can sometimes know exactly where you're at. I think I'm going to lose this and lose it fairly quickly. That's all right. Vaccine mandates essentially the same as a condom mandate in order to prevent STIs. There's not a mandate, but I mean, STIs, STDs, I think they're interchangeable, and I think STI is probably the one that's more correct. But and the last tile goes there. 5,660 session completed. Try again. This reminds me of like mini motorways. You're basically, there's some strategic planning involved. You want to try to get as many 6 tile perfect matches as you can, and keep your waters, field, housing, trains, etc., grouped together. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I love the game, but it is a kind of a relaxing. Ooh, look, lavender biome. Well, I want to put that there. All right. It reminds me a little of like Carcassonne. So I guess the fields count when you put them together, even if they're not the same. There's yellow and whatever. So a game like this, I'm probably going to forget to eat. So I'm just going to sit here and stare at stuff for ages. Okay, so we got a water one. Putting this there. Let's see. You're required to match up all edges with the same terrain type. You get bonuses for matching up edges. They don't always have to match. It's just when I place a tile. So, for example, this one's woods on 4 sides, forest or field on one, and or grain on another. I can put it right here, and you'll see that it highlights just one of the, here, let me zoom in. So it's got the upper left edge highlighted. If I rotate this, now these two edges are highlighted, so it shows it's matching on two sides. And that's where we'll put it. And this one matches on three sides. You can see the three sides highlighted. Can people under 50 years of age get the second booster yet? Yes. Well, at least here they can. I don't have my booster because of the open heart surgery, but should be able to go get it now. I mean, technically that's correct. Need to focus on letting that board explore more tiles. Well, haven't found a good spot to drop this yet. I'll go with that. That can go there. That can go there. So we need to add 11 houses to this, and we've got 2 forests besides. All right, so this one wants 102 trees and has just grass on all other sides. That's a good match. And we can, well, we're not going to get a perfect match on either one of those if we do it. Yeah, we're going to take the hit just so I have more room to expand my forest. Similarly, that's really pretty. I like that one. And another perfect. Nice. I hear the garage door closing. Yeah, I noticed the birds a little while ago too. It's kind of cool. I don't know why, even know why I have headphones on. I don't need headphones for this. I kind of want to keep that away from there. I want to build up that town more. We'll see how that goes. So I need 11 more there. Hello, beautiful. Let's see. I'm going to do that for that. All right, that gave me a perfect on one of the tiles. Yeah, I think the biggest complaint I have right now is that I wish I could change the angle at which I'm viewing this. Which, I mean, if I can turn it like this, it just makes sense that I should also be able to, turn it so that it's more flat. Not trying to bust up their aesthetic or anything, but I just feel like I'm not. I think I can see everything fine, but every now and then, like, this gets in the way, or I'm gonna have to do. I get it. You can turn the whole thing around, but that's better. Hey, Matt, glad I could catch you. I just want to swing by and say thanks for the video you put out yesterday, specifically regarding what are we fighting for. Super timely given the news that broke today. Yes, I had no idea, but I'm glad. Appreciate your voice and the values you stand for. Thanks so much, Heartside. It's got nice, relaxing music. But yeah, it definitely reminds me a lot of like Mini Metro and stuff like that. Not that they're remotely the same game, but you know, relaxy puzzle genre. Okay, so this is one where we want 10 houses. Oh, exactly though. All right. All right, we'll do that. Just Arden game. Yeah. We game together, stream together. Yes, she's been doing art and is all messy and is now taking a shower, which, believe me, is quite the distraction. I think I might have just screwed up my forest a little bit. I might have to mess up the water. Oh, we found our next tile out here to build towards, so I played a little bit of Outer Wilds. I didn't play much. I liked it. It's just I had other games I liked more, and I didn't get back to it. I have though watched a speed run of it, so I don't think there's any need for me to pick it back up. 273. That's closed off. Oh, yeah, I can boost the game volume. Three about the developers of the game. I thought they might be Swedish or Norwegian, but they're not. Over 4 German college students. Cool. Oh, this is a field and a train end. I don't think there's any place on the map where I'm equipped to really drop this. So I guess we'll put it there, and that'll be the end of that track. Take it because it gets me a perfect there. Now we got this 8-way water thing. Okay. It's a double perfect, which gets me a lot more tiles. I don't know if 2 perfects gets me more tiles than 2 individual perfects, but it's the first time I've dropped a double. Still want to build out to this thing, but we're trying to get forest tiles. Kind of closed off my village just a little bit. Put that there. Colorful areas are little fields of either grain or lavender. You're welcome. Don't worry about the whole originalist way of interpreting the Constitution. Feels like treating the concept of America's rule. See absolutely no reason why your political presentation and prescriptions are made more correct because they do. Yes. I've pointed out this before. I don't give a shit what the Founding Fathers had in mind, other than the fact that we have a Constitution that's a living document that we're allowed to change. And that was the foresight that they had, that maybe their views on things weren't always going to hold up. Ooh, something needed just one more house over there. Wow, okay, that needs to go there. Oh, let's see. Well, there's more chats. Drafters weren't original. This quote had a tone. Yeah, Tom Jefferson. These could tell us originals, but the big boy pants on. Yep. I'm not an advocate for frequent changes in the laws and constitution, but laws and institutions must go hand in hand with the progress of the human mind. As that becomes more developed, more enlightened, as new discoveries are made, new truths discovered, and manners and opinions change. With the change of circumstances, institutions must advance also to keep pace with the times. We might as well require a man to wear still the coat which fitted him when he was a boy, as a civilized society to remain ever under the regime of barbarous ancestors. Nice. Yes, that is very much put your big boy pants or coat on. I wish I knew what that tile was. It looks like there's a cow or something. Some kind of animal out here grazing. Don't necessarily know what to put next to it, so I won't put houses next to it. But I need 12 more houses here. Oh no, that's 12 more train tracks. Shit. Okay, now this wants there to be 23. This needs 8 and 4. That's 15. That's going to be very difficult with a railroad next to it. Let's see. Okay, so this is 322 trees more needed. Oh, it's so painful. I'm going to put it there anyway. I had no idea that. That's a pretty good phone lock screen. I unlocked a beaver lodge. Cool. Wait, are those two not ever going to connect? Did I screw that up? Wow, I completely screwed that up. I mean, I didn't know I was going to get to one that needed 322 trees on it. But now, in order to do it, I've got to basically build out and around back over here, which is what we're going to do. Okay, whoops. This one wants 319 trees attached to it too. So I can do this. And then we'll connect the other ones. I'm almost out of tiles again, though. Fields, 2 houses. Dargendorp. Raven's Eyes is Jeff Blackwell from American Atheist. I mainly did it so he could share some good links. And how are you, sir? No, we don't want to do that. Just chat in the alert type figures. Yep, they're everywhere. Lawyers are like Goo Goo dolls in the 90s. You can't hope to escape them. You can only hope to contain them. right, now this is a 346 tree thing. So it should go, oh, that's not going to work. It's got to go there. Or provide more coverage. Another 342 tree. Where's that one going to go? Yeah, I really don't care about getting a better score on this right now. I'm just trying to get the placement done so that I can get this last set of trees before I run out of tiles. Should have turned that. Oh my God, I screwed up there. I didn't realize it. I thought that was a forest wall. That's really annoying. The whole point was to connect these together to get the credit. Don't forget to eat. Thank you. I'll get around to it. Wow, that's so fucking bad. Oh, okay, that's one thing I don't like, is that sometimes it's difficult to tell what's a proper edge of a tile. So like on this one, I should have been able to see that this was a field or a grass edge, but from the angle that I was looking at, I thought it was forest, and I thought it was building up still towards my forest, and I'm not. Now I definitely don't care about the rest of this game. I can just drop stuff willy-nilly and not care about the score for a little while. More. I only have 7 tiles. It's freaking hard to translate Dorfromantik to English. Isn't it just pretty village?
Dot.
Or fantasy village or romantic village? All right, session complete. I didn't get those. I take it there's a stack of tiles under Matt's head. Yes, that's exactly it. All right, let's save. Do game stats. 30 perfects, 21 quests. 0 flag quest fulfilled. So it looks like I do have to shut those off with imperfect placements. That's kind of weird. So if you think about it, you're looking for bonus points potentially from perfect placements. So to have something match on all 6 sides. But if there's a quest that has like 6 houses on this tile and it needs to connect to exactly 6 other houses, and you put a second tile down with 6 houses on it, they either have to completely be 6 houses that shut off and close that, but at some point, your tiles just aren't going to match up. So you're trying for perfects, but you're going to be forced to do some you don't like or that aren't perfect just to complete flagged quests. But Romantic is the aesthetic epic of romanticism. Thank Casper David Friedrich. Cool. I will look him up. All right, I'm going to go down and have some lunch with Arden now that she's taking a break. How's your favorite angry atheist? I don't know. Give your favorite angry atheist a call. See how they're doing. I may stream later, but I must eat because I'm going to bet now, even though I checked it earlier and it was exactly 200. I'm going to bet now my sugar is at 140. Nope, I was wrong. So it's time to go eat. Still up near 200. It's like 192, but that's what I get for guessing without actually taking insulin. Anyway, I'm going to go do that, and when there may or may not be stream later. But tomorrow night's Hang Up is going to have David Fitzgerald. We're going to talk a little bit about mythicism. That was planned out before the Supreme Court leak. Next week's Hang Up is going to be Forrest Valkai, first time on Hang Up, and honestly, I can't think straight now. I need to go get some food. So y'all take care. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great day. Don't give up.